Hey peoples, it's me Tristan. Actually, I've started this already a few months ago, but first I wanted to build it, paint it, and then, have a bunch of games to see if I like it. I do enjoy this, and I plan on expanding my PHR force. And the reason I chose PHR is I like this idea of these super android superhumans following this weird sphere or the cube people. The dropship design probably got me into PHR. So instead of showing you the story box, I'm gonna show you the first upgrade to my force. It's the Athena Fighter. I really like these clear bases, and luckily the Athena Fighter doesn't have a lot of pieces. I really like the way the peg system works. As I've worked a lot with this clear plastic flying bases before, I have really come to enjoy Hawk War Games solution. There's a lot of detail on this. All the blister backs, as far as I know, are resin models, because the plastic ones do suffer a lot with the details. These resin ones have a lot more to them. Not so much with the mold lines, but some flashing here in the tip, but nothing to worry about. This is my Athena Fighter and my first upgrade to my PHR force. So this is my finished PHR starter set, and I went for the desert Camel. I really like the idea of painting up the cockpit areas as like this bluish glass or like this crystally thing. Blue and yellow work really well together, so that's the idea I went with. I've magnetized all of the dropships to carry my different vehicles. It's pretty basic. The magnets are on top here. Some paint has chipped from the magnet, but I'm not that fussed about it. I also thought about basing these walkers, because I've seen some people base them and they do look nice when based, but then I thought maybe I should base the clear bases of the flyers, but I did not want to do that. So maybe you can see I've also tried to freehand some numbers on there. My AA weapons are also numbered here. This vehicle is 842, this vehicle is 841. The first number is battalion. This is a desert battalion. The second number is like company. This is anti-air company. 4 is anti-air, and the third number is the vehicle. 0 is always a dropship. Just trying to make a little organized look to them. Here's the second one, 830. These have more chipping because they tend to move around a bit more. And I really like these miniatures. They were quite easy to put together and really easy and simple to paint. The base of a dropship looks something like this for me. Cockpits and all the little lights are all gloss varnished once the paint job is done. That's the infantry dropship. Exactly like everything else, just the number is different. The color scheme actually came to me when I looked at these tanks, and I wanted to mimic some pictures I've seen of like modern desert camo tanks. I attached this little wire here on both of them as like this small antennae. I tried magnetizing the turrets, but it really didn't seem like useful or whatever. It's way easier if they're just glued on straight, so that's how I went. The final part of the starter box was the infantry, and now I've seen Hawk War games like this metal infantry miniatures for Dropzone Commander, and they are pretty. They have a lot of detail, they have a lot of character, they work fine. But these plastic ones, as a commission job, I've painted all of the starter sets, and I have to tell you, the plastic ones they have like weird poses, like weird dynamics. Anatomy is also kind of creepy on most of them. at one point I would like to replace these with metal versions. So I just tried like a random paint scheme on these. I also attached a small antenna on all of the, on every base's middleman. So this is my PHR force so far, and I will be upgrading it with a fighter piece just to go with the desert theme. But I'll take it slowly. I'm following the project idea that I won't buy anything new once the last piece has been finished, so I won't be purchasing anything else for this project until I finish this one. So while I work on this Athena Fighter, I'm gonna talk about a few of the pros and cons that I listed before I bought the starter set for the PHR. Or the negatives that I've written down. The first one is that Dropzone Commander needs a lot of terrain. Playing it on a empty board is really just like a shooting festival, like who has the more shots wins or something. So terrain makes this game really playable and interesting because of all the maneuvering tactics and whatever you need to move around. Also, one major con, like before buying the starter set, was the rule book, like which one is the right rule book. The rule book has the rules for all of the units in them. They're on a few different web stores. They list like a few different version rule books, so they have a few different rule books with different rules in them. My friend here has a rule book, and I've read it, and the fluff is really nice. So yeah, I like it. So let's go over to the pros, because I did decide to go with this game, so I have to list those as well. The first point was that it's small scale. It takes less storage space. The paint jobs will be faster. Like I will finish this one fighter faster than I would finish it for 40k or like a piece for Fantasy or Age of Sigmar or whatever. I like the small scale side to it, and that means it's actually less expensive than most of the games. And also a big thing for me was the storage space. The starter army takes the place of a block unit for Fantasy. The rules are also really good. I read the rules before I got the starter set. I really enjoyed the rules. I also had like a demo game before. There are players locally, some even new players that don't play miniature games, but they have chosen to play Dropzone Commander, which is nice. The setting is unique and interesting. The fluff, the background where the human race is like driven out of its home, and they need to go and get it back. And that's why I chose the PHR, other than the nice dropships, is the fact that they were the ones that saw it coming or something. They followed the messages from a small cube. Also, another point that I really like about this game is that the scenery is destroyable. Like you play in a city and you just bomb the heck out of buildings and destroy them, level them so you can move straight through them or something. That's really nice. The stat layout is also easy. Like once you understand what the stats mean, it'll be quite easy. And the last point that I've written down is the game is tactically entertaining. Even though like most games are what you make of them, so they will be as entertaining tactically as you make them. But this game has rules to back it up as well, which I like. Not saying anything about any other game, I'm just saying I like this one. I still have a lot to learn about this game, especially like the forces. After these dozen games that I've had, most of the players use the starter set, right? I really like Shaltari because they are freaking movable or mobile. But it's hard to have a straight plan against Shaltari because they tend to be very mobile, very jumpy. You know, it's hard to pin them down. Mostly I've played against Resistance, I think, and Resistance they're tough as nails. They have a lot of infantry, a lot of vehicles. Anyways, I'll be going on to wash this and then spray paint it and paint it with my brush. Those of you who play Dropzone Commander, like, what are the few reasons why you chose this game? And why you chose your army? That would also be really interesting to know. And if you're one of those who isn't playing this game or is thinking about playing this game, if you have any questions, ask. I will answer as best as I can or point you towards people who know better. Pesapoo probably knows a lot because he's a Talon. Yeah, like a promo person for Hawk War games. So yeah, I hope this video was somehow entertaining or something. Thank you for watching, keep it safe, and I will talk to you in the next one.